Good num num morning to what might very well be the last Blue Reflection stream. I don't know, because I don't know how long like this end game, so to speak, is gonna be. But so my hair's all kind of all over the place. But we had quite a big plot twist dropped on us last stream, that Yuzu and Lime are actually dead, and the only reason they're helping us from beyond the grave is because of a passing memory they had when they were younger, where they got to see a ballet performance of Hina. That last glimmer was what's like pioneered them on when they were in the next life to reach out to her through the common, because they were experimented on in the common by their parents. So once we defeat all the Sephiroth and save the world from all these like conscious invaders, Yuzu and Lime will not only fade away, but because they're supposed to be dead, all the memories people have of them whilst they were here will cease as well. So everyone will forget Yuzu and Lime ever existed. And in a game entirely focused on empathy, yeah, that's a really good twist. The more I thought, and I was like, this is actually really on point. But last time we left off, we were waiting on the last glimmer of a chance to... that's not the button I want, actually. Yeah. To finish off Mao's story side quest thing. Because her journey was that we thought that she was up to no good when she found out that the higher years were abusing their budget restraints. But she actually had a grand plan to try and... be extra nice and extra helping to them, so they'd have to rely on Mao, so she could then manipulate them later down the road. But then she was called out for it, so who knows what comes next. Mao, I talked to the Vice President. Did you? She was the one who proposed merging the budgets, rearranging the budgets, wasn't she? Yeah. She was trying to earn favor. But our digging exposed her, and now everyone's blaming her for it. You already knew? As if. I couldn't be bothered to pay that much attention. I thought the apology we got smoothed everything over, but behind the scenes they were looking for someone to blame. I thought everything was taken care of, but it sounds like someone stirred things up. No idea who, though. It sounds like the Vice President was already under the President's scrutiny. This incident just makes it worse. It's because of her scheme. And the way she got upset was shameful. So much misdirected resentment and paranoia. Really quite laughable. Mao. But it is true that I put her in that situation. Is she actually regretting what she did? I don't think you did. What? You were trying to do what was best for everyone in your own way. Before that, I thought you would never look down on people. But you're actually trying hard not to let things like this happen, right? Don't say that like you know. It's not like I know, I do know. You're blowing this out of proportion. But you should already know that most people are weak. Not everyone can be as strong as me. Or you. Well, are we done yet? The stage is prepared, you should focus on practicing now. Mao really is strong. But it looks to me like Mao is hurt too. Yeah, teach me more about acting, okay? What are you talking about? I don't have time for that. Oh, don't say that. Besides, you'll only ever end up complaining about how I'm acting later. You're getting a little too familiar with me. Oh. I want to know more about Mao. I want to understand her better, in whichever ways I can. Mao's fragment. And we got a... Well, I did a bit of recording, not recording, a bit of like check through yesterday, and realised that that was the last scene of her thing, and the trophy popped, so I just loaded my save from before it, so I wouldn't like take it from you guys. But we got another fragment to add to the fucking endless collection we have. Cuts heart damage in half through crit reflector. What are you weak to? You're weak to impact. No one's weak to heart. You're weak to slash. Was that saying like what? Is it backwards then? What? Have I been misreading? I thought the circle is weak. Oh well. That's it. I've taken half damage from it, but it was like, It's because we're running out of space. Yeah. Look at how many fragments we have. Look at this. Since what's in the database? Is it just the fragments we picked up? Noise. Alright. I do believe that is everything. Also, the other thing I did off screen, I said there was a trophy involving the Dark Cave. This. I looked it up in the end and what you were supposed to do. The way it works to get the trophy is that you're trying to make the strongest monster of the lot. And to do that, if I bring up the normal menu, health, wit, and charm have to be maxed out before your before you hit your fourth growth point. When you hit your fourth growth point, it will evolve for the first time. And if if those three are at maxed already, it will evolve into a very powerful monster. After that very moment, you have the rest of the growth to get the health, wits, and charm as close to 0 as possible. You don't have to hit it complete 0, because it's actually pretty damn hard to do. But if you can get it like at least super close, it will transform into like this the miserable queen or something like that, like the dark moody queen, and then that will get you the trophy. So I did get that. Doesn't mean anything, of course. It's just a trophy. You don't actually get anything in the game for it. You just get a cool little thing to look at. Anyway. Let's turn this in. Activity reported. Chapter 11. The Sister's Origin. Why do people believe in ghosts? Hina's still a little miserable after learning that secret. And now the last one's showing up, and now it's like she has to do it. She's like, yeah, it's gonna cross her mind. It's gonna be like, but if I do this now, they're gone. Like she's still trying to process that she's gonna lose them. She's probably thinking, no, not now. There's only one left to show up. The original. Yep. No. It's too soon. Hina! Let's hurry up and get prepared. Hina! Oh, right. It's just gonna weigh on her mind because she knows. Oh, trophy unlocked. Everyone's hit the level cap. Okay, so level 50 is the cap then. Everyone is the max level. Level 50 is your cap, which is a pretty healthy level. Considering when we were starting this and starting to get into it, in the back of my head I was like, are we going to cap at like level 20 or some shit? Because of the old quest thing. Level 50 is actually pretty healthy. So this is going to be our final stats then for the rest of the game. Let's dive straight in then. She's still going to be hesitant. They've already transformed. She's still hesitant. Okay. This is it. This is the end. Let's do this, Hina. Yeah. Yeah, she's hesitant because she looks so miserable. Bless her. Because she knows what this means. She knows if this goes down and it is the last Sephiroth and there's no more left, Lime and Yuzu will vanish. And not only will they vanish, everyone will forget they even existed. No, we know the drill. We need to actually build up ether first. I meant to just go straight for the attacks. Like, no, we need that ether, kinda. We'll love tap the guard, just to give us a little bit to reduce the damage. It's hurting itself on the retaliation damage. Look, it keeps on hurting itself on the retaliation. I'm going to have everyone attack from this point until we hit 90% to go all out. And you know, I'll have you ether charge, so then we'll be at 90% by the time your next turn arrives. Yep. I'm not going to use both of them. I'm only going to use one because our ether's already super high and I don't want to lose or like waste it. Nice. Nice. Ripping it apart like she usually does. It's almost definitely going to make a phase shift, but that's fine. God damn. Go, go! And there's an extra. Take a baseball while you're. No, a tennis ball, sorry, while you're at it. And a can. I always kind of feel like they didn't really know what to give her as a special skill, and so just went, you know what, she kicks a can. So what do we give the gamer god that used to do track and field? Alright, phase 2. And it's got more body parts now. The music, damn, now we're in phase 2. Still such an insane, both hers and Yuri's animations, but every time I just grin. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, Yuri having a gun is kind of out there to begin with. But the fucking missile strike. Oh, phase shift again already? Damn. Oh, Yuzu's not going to have much MP after this. Need to keep that in mind. take that, we can get you back on point. You just need to ether charge because you've got like nothing. And we can let this ride because that's just a body part recovering. Ah, just short. That's fine because everyone else will get to go beforehand anyway. So have you God Slash. And I won't use the res yet because we'll only be using it for the ether boost and we're going to be okay on ether. Just phase shift again, Jesus. Alright, even if it's not by much, boost everyone's MP. Well, it's by a fair amount. Sure, I'll just use everyone's here because we're gonna have Lime go insane in a second. She's gonna go sicko mode on it in a sec, so I know we'll be fine. Let's see how much this does. It's got 15,000 dead on left. Let's see if we can kill it. Assuming there isn't another phase, in which case it might cut the damage short to give that phase a chance. Jesus Christ. It's dead. It's dead. Now's our chance. Go for it, Hina. Hina. No. Huh? I can't do this. What are you saying? If I defeat this Sephira, both of you would disappear from my life. Right? I can't let that happen. So she let it get away? Again? Oh, in a new costume. Oh, is this because it's the... Am I the only one here? Coming. Huh? Hey, hold on. Oh, they look so cute. Not the weekend attire. Wow, so this is your room, huh? Oh, that bed looks cozy. Yuzu, Lime, what are you even doing here? You come with an invitation. So what? We're going out. We don't go out to see movies very often. Oh, are we gonna... Oh no! Are we going to basically do like all of their social link-esque visits all in one here to try and encourage Hina to give them a fonder send-off? Is that we're gonna go to like everywhere? We're gonna go to like the shrine. We're gonna go to like the store. Are we gonna go everywhere with them? Like in this one bit, like a proper like Yuzu and Lime send-off. Oh god, this game. I don't have to go. We don't go out to see movies very often. Really? That's kind of surprising. Well, we watch more anime than anything else. Barely any live action, not even TV dramas. What kind of anime do you watch? Lime likes the ones based on shoujo manga. She watches these ones with really cute characters and gets super excited and emotional over everything. So you like cute stuff, huh? Yeah. I know it doesn't sound very me, but I don't think that's the case. It's very girly. I think it fits you perfectly. You mean it? Yeah. I like action-packed anime with lots of fights, friendship, struggle, victory. It all gets my blood pumping. Somehow I figured as much. Oh, it's about to start. Hina, Lime, hurry up and go inside. Sure. Stretchy soldier, puny ranger. Oh, I can't wait. Me waiting at the theater for Sonic 2 to start. I was like, let me in! I can't wait! Especially when I showed up the second time a few weeks later, but I'm like, oh, for fuck, here we go. Oh boy. It is everything. Oh my god. They're gonna make. Oh, I wonder if it'll make me cry at the end. I bet it will. How hot summer is. It really feels like global warming is getting worse. Yeah, you're probably right. But since I spent most of my summer indoors practicing, I can't say for sure. I hate hot weather too. Makes me feel like I'm going to melt. Hey, Yuzu, there's steam coming out of your head. I'm going to evaporate into nothing if this keeps up. I need something cold. Contrary to appearances, Yuzu is very much an indoor person. Right, then why don't we go someplace and get some parfait? Parfait! Let's go, go, hurry it up! Yeah, that perked her up. You're gonna need money, Yuzu. I like Lime's better. Lime's looks nicer than Yuzu's. The Yuzu's look so over... Like I said, they both look super overdone. But Lime's looks nicer. This is the life. Seriously, I could eat this all day. Yours looks so good, Hina. Wanna trade? You bet I do. Hey, calm down, because I'll give you some. Jeez, Yuzu, you can have some of mine. Hina, it's really good. You weren't kidding, it is good. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying. Like, that's exactly what they're doing. Yuzu and Lime's sole purpose for this isn't just hanging out with friends. It's trying to give Hina like this one big surge of happiness before it inevitably has to come crashing down when they deal with the last Sephiroth. And then she forgets all this. Sure, go ahead. This is good too. Strawberry. Oh, hold still for a sec, Lime. Huh? You got some whipped cream on your cheek. You're like a little kid. Oh. Your face is bright red. Lime. Yuzu, stop just like flopping in the bed. It's our bed. I'm exhausted. Oh, we did walk around a lot the whole day. I'm totally beat. Still, I'm actually feeling refreshed for the first time in a while. I'm glad you're smiling, Hina. Did you guys do all this for me? We wanted to cheer you up. But more than that, we wanted to hang out with you too. We don't want to disappear either. Disappearing, being erased from everyone's memories, being erased from your memory, it's really scary. But the reality is, we're already dead. Just being here with you is a miracle. So it's one we should cherish. We want your memories of us to make you smile. That way, even if those memories are erased, beautiful moments like these will be carved into our hearts. Which is why we want you to cherish this most. Besides, don't you think it's cool that magical girls secretly saved the world? Of course, I am sad that no one will remember me, but that allowed me to move forward without getting too emotional. Which in turn let me take advantage of everyone else's feelings, so I can't complain too much. Still, it made me happy to see you regain that glow you used to have, bit by bit. And no matter what happens, I don't want you to lose that glow ever again. Lime. Besides, you've made a lot of new friends along the way. You're gonna be just fine without us. Yuzu. Won't have long before the Sephira comes back, so we wanted to squeeze in one last chance to hang out with you. So that even if we'll be forgotten, we won't leave any regrets. Thank you, Hina. We don't have any regrets anymore. So Hina, please, save this world and everyone in it. That is our wish, Yuzu and Lime's final wish. But... Hi. See you tomorrow. Bye bye, Hina. What should I do? Ready for bed. Ugh. Okay, that was something we just did. I've got this. Are you sure? Are you sure you've got this? She's just waiting for the end. She's waiting for it to happen. Hey, buck up. Okay. Don't worry so much. You've got us backing you up, you know? Yeah. Oh, and sometimes it helps just to vent for a while. Thanks, Kay. So yeah, we're here to listen to you if you need a friendly ear or something. Yeah, you still you're gonna lose Yuzu and Lime, sure, but the whole point is that you've made so many friends along the way. There are people that you can rely on to share this pain with. Hina doesn't have to do it alone. I guess just staying here won't do me any good. They're not here. And the mute is playing the game's main theme. Uh-oh. No, you can't do this. Don't play. It's playing the game's main theme. It's gonna be one of those streams. It was super fun to hang with you, Hina. No, not was, is. It always has been, and always, always, always will be. Getting to be friends with you made me really, really happy. But I've got to say goodbye now. I have something I need to do. I just want to say one thing. We love you, Hina. Me too, Yuzu. I don't know why I made up my mind already, but knowing we'll have to say goodbye to you makes me sad. But this is why we came here. We can't run away. So Hina, I want to say this to you for the last time. Thank you for everything. Thank you. The Magical Girl trio is on the brink of a breakup. The horrifying truth has been revealed. Magical Girls Yuzuki and Lime have been dead since they arrived at this school. More horrifying still, it seems that they'll disappear if the next Sephiroth is defeated. Should that happen, the Magical Girl trio will be over by default. As their devoted scribe and friend, words cannot describe the sadness I feel. There must be some alternative, dear readers. Let us never give up hope until the end, until the very end. Oh, is there going to be someone everywhere to talk to? All the people you maxed out? What are you doing here? Well... Don't tell me you're splitting hairs over this. It's simple. We need to win, or else we're all going to die. If you lose, they die too. You know that, right? Yeah, I know, but... Then why not just give me your magical power? If you can't do it, I'll fight for you. Though I suppose passing your power to me might make Yuzu and Lime disappear. Actually, that might be for the best. You wouldn't have much trouble deciding if they were already gone, right? What's wrong with you? How could you say knowing how much they cared about us? Oh, you're more respectful of them? They told you to defeat the Sephiroth, and you won't listen to them. And you think you have the right to judge what I say? Come on. Do you really have their best interests at heart? Well, let's say you never defeat the Sephiroth. Just beat it back forever. What then? That's it. That way they don't have to. Are you delusional? That's hardly realistic. What if your refusal to make a decision ends up getting your friends killed, one after another? What if the existence of the Sephiroth drives everyone in the world mad? Do you really think you could live with it like that? That humanity could live on like that? Stop it! I know what you're saying, but... No more buts. You need to move forward. Well, she shouted that you need to move forward! Do you remember what you told me before? You said you had faith in everyone's wishes. Can you still say that? Well, when are you going to grow up? There's only two options left at this point. Either you defeat the Sephiroth and grant their wish, or the Sephiroth wins and we will die in despair. Pick one. That's your responsibility. Oh, I was hoping we'd get to like talk with everyone before this happened. It's back. And they've already gone out. And it's playing the main theme again. Lime. Oh, you're going to let them fight alone? You're important to them. They want nothing more than to protect you. So what are you going to do? There's only one thing left to do. Every action they took, they did with me in mind. Even now, they're fighting to protect me in the entire world, putting their lives on the line. There's only one thing that I can do for them. Girl's a real headache. But this is the end. What fragment have we just fucking got? I bet if we talked... I bet she was the last person you were supposed to talk to. I bet if I talked to everyone else... God fucking... I bet if I talked to everyone else... Where's my load? How far back would it put me? Before that first fight. Damn. Damn it. We're stuck with it. Okay. $27? What was 27, I wonder? Yeah. We would have got an extra one from everyone if we'd done it. That kind of sucks. I'm tempted to load. I'm really tempted to load, even though I have to do that fight again and just skip the cutscenes back to this point so we can see what everyone else has to say. In fact, I'm going to do that. I know it's annoying that we've just wasted the past 40 minutes, Jesus Christ, but I will skip the cutscenes until we get back to that point. It's just that sucks. If I knew that that advances it, I wouldn't have done it. We'll get there like lickety split, don't you worry. Yep, Sister's Origin, people to believe in ghosts. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, and she does the real, she's like, yo fuck, and okay, now we're at it. Oh, we can't skip this, damn it. So just trying to get back to where we were as soon as possible. Yeah, so that's where we were. I'll worry about the fragment later. Yes, yes. Oh, just under? Come on. Sorry, there. Do you for the boost. This is where it starts to rub in. It's like, it would have been nice if we could skip the animations. I guess we can try and talk about other stuff whilst we get back to where we were, just to see if there are those other scenes. Jesus, what happened yesterday? We finally got to see a little bit of gameplay of Sonic Origins, and I still think it looks super exciting. The mission mode looks real damn cool. I'm very excited for that. Even if I know it's there's going to be at least one or two that's going to make me want to rip my hair out. Even looking at it, it was like there was a challenge where it's like you had to finish the level with so many rings while permanently in Supersonic, so your rings are constantly ticking down. It's like, okay. Or collect so many rings within the time limit, and it's like Tails, and you're like above a bottomless pit, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, there's a whole bunch of that sort of thing, and that looks super cool. There was open discussion of like if they'll do what they will did with Mania, do like an Origins Plus in like a year's time that adds extra content. And if they do, I will hope they add more 2D games. And what I mean is the Advanced Trilogy. The Advanced Trilogy's been ignored for so goddamn long now. It's like, give that something, you know? The Advanced Trilogy was dope. It'd be great to be able to play that again. Because right now, the only way to still access it legitimately is still getting a Game Boy Advance. Which, as you know, every year that passes by, old hardware becomes harder to come by. And so, if they could, fix that! And it's not like it's impossible to get games off the Game Boy Advance. I mean, Castlevania Advance Collection is proof enough, isn't it? It's absolutely more than capable of doing this. What I'll probably do after this live stream is I'll probably put in the description like a timestamp of saying after this point skip to this where we get back to where we were, or something like that, just for people that are really interested in the story and whatnot, because I just want to see the rest of the scenes. And I think going to the roof advances it to this straight away, because at least that's the impression I got. So it's like, even if it doesn't, I'll just save before we head out the door. So if it does it every time, we can just use that to then see everyone's scenes. I just didn't realize it was gonna... I thought it was going to be, let's see everyone first, and then it does something. It just so happened to not be the case. And it's also why this fight was so unapologetically easy. Oh, I was going through it the first time, I was like, absolutely nothing's challenging us. There's no, like, heavy hitters. It's because this isn't the real fight. This is the first part. We fight this thing again so soon after. That'll be the real one where the difficulty cranks up. Be thirsty for that. The guard. This will probably kill the thing in total. I wonder if we'll get to the ultimate before it dies. I know it's not as strong as Line, but it might be more than enough. Well, if this doesn't do it. 10k, yeah, that doesn't do it. Yep. Then, so we already know what happens here. She hesitates for too long and the thing escapes. Which leads to the other two saying, no, she needs a day. Let's go give her a day. Bing bong, weekend. Bing bong, get up, weekend. I had a friend sort of like that little bit of Yuzu. I had a friend sort of like that, and it was like anytime there was like we'd go around to someone's friends, like the sleepover, or even if it wasn't a sleepover, if it was just like a general going around a friend's place. If the game room was like a bedroom, she would just flop on your fucking bed, and it was just like, please, that's mine. Like she was that kind of friend that just kind of just go flunk on your bed, and you're like, okay. I think whilst we're doing this and doing the catch-up, the one thing I will compliment on, and I compliment on it because the body animations sometimes don't help, is and the game's really good at giving a very compelling and very effective facial expression, so you always kind of know what's on characters' minds. But as you can see right on screen right now, the actual body animations are kind of stiff in places. They move like robots sometimes. But they've got really believable faces that give away exactly how they feel. But the body animations can be kind of stiff in places. I still think visually and graphically, this game is really damn good. Considering it's like a smaller niche thing. Like, to be this high quality in a lot of ways is really impressive. Yep, today's the day, and Kay's gonna come over and be like, hey, talk to people. And so I'll save this time so we don't have to do all that yet again. And that didn't take too long, I don't think. Like about 8 or 9 minutes, I think, to skip through all that. And then I'll save manually. That's why you only get a message. Because I was wondering when we got to this point why we didn't get a message from everyone. It's because you're supposed to go out and see everyone, aren't you? But Yuzu and Line, you can't talk with, they're the ones there. And you don't get to like manually advance it either. It's just all here. Like, I guess it's implied that these messages were sent like either first thing in the morning or earlier in the day or yesterday evening or something like that. Like if I go out to the field, yeah, because we went up top, that's where it warps to. Did it say something new was added to table chat, or is that just because I clicked on it too soon? No, because I clicked on it too soon. Alright, let's give everyone one more talk to. Hey Hinako, have you decided what you're going to do? Not yet. It's a big decision. I think it'd be best to listen to Yuzu and Lime. What? They've probably thought long and hard about this decision. I'd want to respect that. I think they thought about what's best for them. No, what's best for everyone. Rika. But in the end, it's your choice. I think Yuzu and Raimu opened up to you because they wanted you to decide. They wanted you to know how they really felt and make your decision based on that knowledge. There's still some time to think it over at least. I'll be here if you ever need someone to lend you an ear. Okay, thank you. Yep, everyone gets a fragment, so we do need to do this. I'm glad I did it then. Meeting my track goals is tough, but I always get there in the end. I'm sure you'll find a goal that makes you happy too, so keep going, Hinako. Now that's some Rika encouragement, thanks. I'm feeling hopeful again. Obviously, I love and hate when games do this. And what I mean is, like, when a game has, like, it's a lengthy story and has lots of characters, then when you get to the end, before you head off to the final dungeon and whatnot, the game asks if you want to talk to everyone one last time. Like, hang out with everyone one last... Like, to let go of them, sort of thing. Because it always gets to me, dude. It always gets to me. What's wrong? I heard the Yuzu and Lime will disappear. So here, what's this? A charm, it's all I can do. Chihiro, thank you. You too, Hinako, do what you think is best. I think that's what we're all wishing for. I will. She's gonna have something a little extra for us. Hey, I'm never good at words when it counts, but don't give up. Thank you, Chihiro. This means a lot. Genuinely, real test of this game. It'll be, can I make it to the credits without crying? Still haven't made your decision yet? No. Why are you laughing? Sorry, I thought it was funny that you're the one who needs advice now. Things have really turned around. Right, you were asking for our help with the guy you had a crush on, weren't you? Yeah, that's how we first met. Yeah, and do you remember what you said to me? You said that until I took the first step, nothing would change. I guess I did. I think this is the same. You have to make a move, even if that move is just talking it over with a lot of people. Do that, I'm sure you'll find your answer. I'm sure of it. Rin. What are you waiting for? Go and talk to everyone. I'm sure it'll help. Okay, thanks. Oh, you made it. Yeah. Come on. Why are you being so indecisive? It's like you went back in time or something. How do you mean? You look like you did when we first met, back when you were all depressed and had no faith in yourself. You've been looking a lot better up till now. I guess you're right. I think I owe that change entirely to Yuzu and Lime. Going a reflector and touching everyone's fragments allowed me to communicate with people, even without ballet. But if I lose them, I might lose everything. I don't think so. Huh? Reflectors, fragments, Yuzuki and Raimu, they all helped you change to be sure, but in the end you're the one who was ultimately responsible for that change, right? You need to have more faith in yourself. Yuzuki and Raimu believe in you, so you should too. Okay. Keep that in mind when you make your decision. Think about what you can do for those two. You're right, thank you, Kay. There's 3 people in the hallway to talk to. Uh-oh. I'll talk to everyone, then we'll check the table chat so everyone, because we'll be here all day. Sarasa, I'm sorry about the other day. The other day. Still worried, huh? I don't know what I should do. If we defeat the Sephiroth, we may save the world, but Yuzu and Lime will disappear, and so will my memories of them. I'm just scared. I'm scared of losing them and forgetting that all of this ever happened. I think you're wrong about that. What? Maybe your memories will be erased, memories of your time as a reflector, memories of us. But now you can believe in your future. Now you have hope. We understand each other now, and you know you don't need ballet to shine. Yuzu and Lime let you believe again. Sarasa. I believe that even after we lose our memories, we'll find each other and become friends all over again. Oh, will she lose the memories of literally everything that happened? Like, she'll lose the memories of the entire... I thought she was just going to forget about Yuzu and Lime. I didn't realize she was going to forget absolutely everything, so she would lose all these friends. Jeez. That's suddenly a lot more tragic. And you'll be shining. You'll become an Atole. Only you can decide. We'll all follow your lead. All I ask is that you don't have any regrets. Thank you, Sarasa. Hello, beautiful. Can't believe that this is happening. And after we've grown so close, too. Yeah. You know what? I'll go look for Yuzu and Lime. What brought this on all of a sudden? This is your last battle, is it not? You girls simply have to look your prettiest for it. We're going to fix your hair, do your makeup, get you all looking perfect, so that you're at your girly best. Shiori, this is all I can offer. But what can you do for them, Hina? If you do all you can, you won't have any regrets. Gosh, she's come a long way from, you know, can we swap underwear? What can I do? Have you decided yet? No. I know how you feel, Hinako. I kinda like when Riku invited me to do track and field. It's like, you know that they care for you, and you know that it's for the best, but you can't muster the confidence. Would it really be worth it? Am I really worth it? But that's my issue. I need to go through it myself. You know how sometimes something sounds reasonable, and you know it's the smart thing to do, but you still can't do it? Sometimes our feelings ignore all reason. So, I think it's understandable if you decide to not finish off the Sephiroth. Really? Yeah. Wow. But you don't think so, do you? What do you mean? If you did, you wouldn't have been so surprised to that I said that. You already know what you need to do, don't you? You're just stuck between a hard choice to make, am I right? Well, there's only one thing I can say for sure. Don't make a decision you'll regret. I'll try. And I'll check all the fragments as well when we get to the other side of this. Hey, you're like our first friend. Don't you start crying. I can't believe that Yuzu and Lime are going to disappear. Sanai. We got to know each other, but those memories are going to be erased. That can't be. What should I don't know either. Must be even harder for you. No, that doesn't matter. Sadness is sadness. There's nothing that we can do. Hinako. I swear that we're going to be friends again. Huh? Even if I forget all this, we're going to be friends again, no matter what. I will never forget Yuzu and Lime. But how are you? I don't know, but I'm not going to forget. That's what I'm praying for. That's all I can do. Hinako, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'll try my best. I will. Thank you. Is there anything I can do? Right now I can... The main theme just quietly playing in the background is what makes it so hard for me. It's happening. Just it playing so quietly and eloquently in the background. I've talked about it at length, how much I love the piano and how much the instrument itself means to me. And it's like, this whole section, it happens to me all the time. It's the same when I play a Persona game. Doesn't matter how many times I get through it, you get to that last day after the journey's done, and you have to go say your final farewells to all the social links you finished. And it breaks your heart, because you have to say goodbye to these people you spent the last 80 to 100 plus hours with, you know? And although this game isn't that long, this game's like, there's been about 30 or so hours on my total playtime, considering I've done stuff off screen as well. It's still hard, you know? It still hurts. I love some of these characters. I've talked about it at length throughout so many streams. Some of these characters are so goddamn charming and endearing. And so this is like having to say goodbye to them. This is getting out of control. You're telling me. No matter what we do, everything changes. I wish there were a better way. A better way? Yeah, like imagine if we could somehow retrieve our memories after we take down that Sephira. Sorry? Well, once we beat the last Sephira, we're all going to forget about this, right? So I'm trying to think of a way to recall our lost memories. Wouldn't it be better to think of a way not to forget in the first place? I don't see that happening. They said outright that our memories would be erased once we defeat the Sephiroth. I know what Ako's thinking. She's like, why don't we take like group videos or group things like that talking about what it is? Because you can take memories, but you can't take away real life. You can't take away the footage, right? Why not take a bunch of photos or videos of like all of us hanging out and like all of us remembering? And like and then Ako just leaves a note on it saying, like a written note explaining everything that it was, so they can all read it together. And then when they watch the video, they'll be forced to believe it and realize they were all friends. Because it would be hard to believe, oh, we all just forgot one another, and this one girl's coming at me with like a note saying it all. But if it was the video evidence as well, and you showed it to them, then it could start to become more and more believable, and you could start to build an argument from there. So I'm taking that as a given and coming up with a solution. That's just like you, Ako. You think so? Yeah, but I think it's good, you know, thinking positive. Well, rest assured, Shirai, as a journalist, it's my job to chronicle and pass on how this goes down, memories or no. Thank you, Ako. So I'll check all the table chats after we spoke to Yuri in the science lab. Hey, you okay? Yeah. She's obviously trying to save face here. It's plain to see how much turmoil she's in. She's so bummed. But she's since she's trying to hide it, I'll play along. I'm so good at reading between the lines. Damn, I'm good. Try to cheer up a bit, okay? You know I can hear you when you do that, right? And cheer up, what you trying to play along? Still, you've got me feeling a little better, so thanks. I'm choosing to take that as a compliment, I think. But yeah, I think you need to be honest with yourself. In what way? If Yuzu and Lime really want you to defeat the Sephiroth, then that should be your priority. It seems to me that you've already got your answer, but it takes some time to think it over. Go to the science club room first. As if she might struggle to understand. I'm sorry. About what? About Yuzuki and Raimu. Perhaps this is all because I pushed them into a corner. If I hadn't spoke up after Mal's fragment, they wouldn't have confessed, and things would have gone as intended. Had I stayed quiet, you wouldn't have found yourself in such distress. I can't help but think that I caused your suffering. You did no such thing. Oh? Of course it hurts to know the truth, but imagine how much I'd regret my actions if I didn't. But you'd forget about everything you'd done a moment later. That's true, but even so. Even though I'll forget everything, if I didn't know what was going on, I wouldn't have thought to ask what their intentions were and why they kept them secret from me. And if by some miracle our memories return, I don't want my memories to be regretful ones. Heh. Was that funny? No, it was just that I was worried about you. But you already have your answer inside you, even if you didn't realize it. You're facing the right direction. All you need now is a little push to get going. Well, be sure to think things over. Insofar as you can, given that you don't have the luxury of time. Yuri, I'm not sure I follow, but thank you. Right, let's see what everyone had to say in the table chat. The lasting message. Keep going, my atoll. You're not you when you're not shining. Thanks, Sarasa. You always cheer me up. Oh, she always goes, keep going, my atoll. Like how much she genuinely admires and cares for Hina. That's adorable. What about you, Miss Brainiac? Cognito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Decision before you is troublesome, but it's essential to moving forward. Thank you. I'll try and think it over. I don't know what to say, but good luck, Hina. Tonight, thank you. You're always so kind to me. I can't say that I totally get how you feel, but I can see that you're in pain. So as a friend, I'll tell you this. I've always got your back. Thanks, Kay. That cheered me up. Gotta give this my best. The heroes in games never give up, no matter how impossible the situation. Hina, you're strong. I think of you as a real hero, so go for it. Okay, Kaori, I'll try to be like a hero in a game. I refuse to believe you're so weak that you'd give up now. Show me, Hinako Shirai. Show me your dignity and strength. Thanks, Sumio. I'll try not to disappoint. You encouraged me last time, so now it's my turn. Keep going, Hina. No matter what decision you make, it's the right one. Thank you, Rin. Your words mean a lot to me. Exclusive. Hinako Shirai sees things through to a happy ending. This is the article I want to write. I'll be counting on you, Shirai. Thanks, Akko. I'll make sure you can write that article. I think women need to be brave. If you try things, you'll make it happen. Especially you, Hina. I'm sure things will turn out great, so just try. Okay, Shirai. A woman must be brave. I'll give it a try. But the thing is, it's not tragic, is the thing I'm struggling to get across. This game, it's making me feel sad, but it's not like miserable, it's all gone. Are these all rank ups? Okay, no, they're not. I was gonna say, are they all fucking rank ups? That'll be helpful in that skill. Makes it so they go further across the timeline. Considering how far back it pushes it. Oh no, I'm going to put that on someone else. Significantly increases MP consumption but treats KO. That's amazing. Gives power based on number of attached fragments. Adds knockback. So will that count? Will that count? Will that make revive a lot stronger? I hope so. It needs to be on an attack. No, no. Thank you. There's so many fucking fragments in this game. And we missed one as well. Increases power based on number of skill cards in the timeline. Oh, so that's like the whole if you place shit down. There's like no more attacking skills for me to find any slot for any of this. Oh, there we go. We're still missing a couple here and there. But 131 potential fragments is kind of insane. That's so goddamn many. Oh right, yeah. If I just read the objective, rooftop might clear my head. Yeah, that would have given away the whole. There's stuff here for there's stuff on the rooftop that will lead to the plot. I'll go through this scene again, just in case like people are just checking in. And I'm just gonna move my. Nah, it's okay. I'll just put my phone on charge. My phone's got some charge on it, like more than usual, but for the sake of making sure it keeps on going. What are you doing here? So I'll go through this scene again. Mal. Don't tell me you're splitting hairs over this. It's simple. We need to win or else we're going to die. If you lose, they'll die too. You know that, right? Yeah, I know, but... Then why not just give me your magical power? If you can't do it, I'll fight for you. Though I suppose passing your power might make Yuzu and Lime disappear. Actually, it might be for the best. You wouldn't have much trouble deciding if they were already gone, right? What's wrong with you? How could you say that, knowing how much they care about us? Oh, like you're more respectful of them? They told you to defeat the Sephira and you won't listen to them. And you think you have the right to judge what I say? Come on, do you really have their best interests at heart? Well, let's say you never defeat the Sephira, just beat it back forever, what then? That's it, that way we don't have to... You delusional? It's hardly realistic. What if your refusal to make a decision ends up getting your friends killed, one after another? What if the existence of the Sephira drives everyone in the world mad? Do you think that you could live with that? That humanity could live on like that? Stop it! I know what you're saying, but... No more buts. You need to move forward. Do you remember what you told me before? You said you had faith in everyone's wishes. Can you still say that? Well, when are you going to grow up? There are only two options left at this point. Either you defeat the Sephira and grant their wish, or the Sephira wins and we will die in despair. Pick one. That's your responsibility. Yep, and then back to this thing where it starts going on a tear up. And they're already going. Oh, are you going to let them fight alone? You're important to them. They want nothing more than to protect you. So what are you going to do? There's only one thing left to do. Action they did with me in mind. Even now they're fighting to protect me and the entire world. Putting their lives on the line. There's only one thing that I can do for them. girl's a real headache. But this is the end. $132 fragments are in this game. That's genuinely kind of insane. There's 132. But I've seen everything I wanted to see, so I am going to save. I've still got that file 1 back in chapter 10, but because I've done the Dark Cave stuff, there's really no need. It's just if I want to go back and talk to people. So it ended up working out anyway. But let's do this. From this point onwards, there's no turning back. Let's go. So it's going to be this, and then straight into the final chapter sort of thing. Yuzu, you're really here. What a relief. Sorry, you two. I didn't know how you really felt. No, that's not it. I knew, but I just couldn't make up my mind. Nina. It's okay. I've made my decision. I'll fight by your side. I'll protect this world that you two once lived in. That is what I can do for you. For my dearest friends in the entire world. Yuzu, Lime, please lend me your strength. Of course. Always. Thank you. Oh, they finally hugged! I've been wondering for ages, like, why did none of these characters fucking hug it out? They finally did, and let's get going. This is our final battle. Yeah. Mind and Heart. Complete chapter 11. Alright, same drill as before. Get everyone building up. Get some damage on it, get some poison. Actually, I'm gonna put that MP over time on Yuzu preemptively to make sure like that stays in check, because Yuzu's MP kind of just disintegrates sometimes. I'm going to do this again. We can get the ether boost out of this. And hope that puts us above 90. I didn't see what number it was on just before it went. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, so I need something that will only be slight. So Lime will get her turn again soon. I say that, not that it will matter, because we know we're going to have several phases. So I could just have Hina do this. In fact, I will. Nice, body parts are breaking. This might be enough to push it to the next phase anyway. God damn. I was I do this more for the ether boost, even if it's technically doing 0 damage, because if it does hit the phase, I don't think the health can just like go any further down from that. Even if it is like worthless, it's the ether boost that makes it more like important later. Yep. No, actually, I'm gonna have you do this. I wonder what the final boss is going to be, because I don't think this is it. I'm really curious what's after this. Or if this is like a true form after we defeat it, like the ultimate Sephiroth comes out and we have to fight that instead. That's fine. Motherfucker knocked us back. That motherfucker knocked us back. I'm gonna have you just ether charge for now. Try and get that to 90. And have you do this again. Oh geez, okay, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna hit 90. Oh, that was something that I never really mentioned. On that one in between where I maxed out everyone's social link, one of the things I noticed is when you get everyone about halfway, or anytime you get a character about halfway, one of those 4 field abilities, you know, whilst you're waiting for your turn on the timeline, gets buffed. Like it'll boost more, or be better at defense, or the timeline advance will be more in your favor, or the supporter will be even stronger. Things like that, or like even like the character skills will now get better. And like the example, the reason why it reminded me is Cheese used to only resurrect, but now it heals as well. And it's like that was part of maxing her out, so there is incentive to max them out other than just more cutscenes. I was wanting to mention that before we reached the end and I forgot. Because I forgot to mention it in the other stream. But I thought that was really cool that that was a thing. Like, it gives you more incentive to do it other than just story. I imagine there's one more phase, and so a lot of this damage will be wasteful, but oh well. We get to see Lime kick ass again. I always thought that, like, go, go! Rhyme. That's how excited she gets at it. Because theoretically, this should kill it, considering all the damage we've done, but we all know it won't. Because it's probably hit the next phase, but its health bar, like, stopped moving after a point. Yep, and then we guess it's gonna have like 10 or 15,000 left exact or something after this. Oh, the rain's getting heavier. That's a cool bit effect. Look at how heavy the rain's gotten. Oh yeah, exactly 17,500. Yeah, it stopped taking damage after a set point. And I'm gonna have Yuzu use the MP restore on everyone as well. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna have Yuzu do the MP restore. God, why would you get your tablet out in this rain? It's like, yeah, I've done this thing. Oh, my laptop broke. Oh, it stops. Oh, it's a long way away from everyone's turns. Look on the timeline. I mean, ultimately doesn't mean much, because, you know, two of them would just be pieces recovering, but still. $99, nice. And he'll only get to attack once, so I don't even have to tap the guard. And I can just have Yuzu. Not you, Lime, sorry, probably finish this entire fucking thing off. Alright, let's see. What specific attack kills this thing first? Let's see. It won't be Ibis Fang. I think that'll be too short. But starting with the second attack onwards, everything has a chance. Yeah, that did kind of crazy damage. It's still alive though. Even if the body parts aren't. This one might do it. Bear Whisper might kill it. I mean, I can feel it. It might be enough. Oh, it wasn't. Damn, it must be very goddamn close then. Will this do it? That will. Oh no, it won't. We still got the. Okay, grand finale. I thought for a second I thought the animation was Gus going into the reflector. Now it's dead. There's no way it's still alive. Yeah, thank you. Go for it, Hina. Why are you now in to jump up it? What happened to the first one where she started fucking flying? That was cool though. The actual monster just looking at her as she did the slash, like just accepting the end. So now she's kind of flying. So what gives? But now the tragedy or the twist start straight into a save screen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The music's still playing and it asks me to save. What? Uh-oh. What next? Chapter 12. The last step. Oh, that's kind of cute. The chapter 1 was the first step, the last step, whilst this is the other way around. Trophy unlocked. Defeat Yuzu. Yuzu. Lime. Hina. Look how shocked she is. Wait, how are you two still? I don't know. Could it mean that maybe you won't disappear after all? I wish it did, but that can't be true. If we're still here, then the battle isn't over. And the world hasn't been restored to its previous state either. Why didn't we disappear? So no, Sarasa, what's wrong? We've got a big problem. Everyone in school is disappearing. What? No way, but why? Look, over there! Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this going to be our final boss? Like the last Sephiroth or something? Oh, it looks like a final boss! What the hell? Jesus Christ, this thing looks sick. This thing looks gnarly as hell. Holy... The music. Oh no. Is that a Sephira? But why is it still alive? That is Darth, the embodiment of the common. Victory is yours, dearest fragment of mine. In light of your triumph, I offer you my respect. The music! You're welcome? Darth, we've won. Why isn't it over? I shall grant you an answer. Millennia ago, when I battled with my kin, I chose to arm myself with mankind's emotion. Their emotional core generates ether energy, the most powerful force in existence. I made use of... It's the fucking remix of the main theme. Come on, game. I made use of this in a previous battle to vanquish my opponents with ease. My victory secured. I made this world more hospitable to man, hoping their larger numbers would grant me strength. But I came to realize that this plan had a flaw. What are you talking about? Millions of years ago, humans were few and their bonds were strong. They had to care for each other to survive. Those bonds secured my victory. I had hoped that a gentler environment would strengthen those bonds, but I was wrong. As the human population grows exponentially, so too did their hearts begin to change. Enscorned with the complex societies, the strong bonds they once possessed began to crumble into oblivion. What? Are you saying that our bonds are weak? You've seen it yourself. Many a time did we let a Sephira escape destruction. This was a narrow victory. I contemplated what could be done to avoid a loss in the next battle. Then I found my answer. Mankind should become one. I shall unify mankind by collecting and merging their consciousness. Are you joking? Do you mean to put an end to mankind? No, mankind will persist. This is but a means to continue their lineage as evolution, a new chapter. Become one and your sufferings will cease. Never again will you part ways with a loved one, together for all time. Then there's no point in anything. The beauty of life is what you do with the time you have, for fuck's sake. Making it so everything is this eternal unity. There's no point to anything then. It becomes a hollow repetition. It means protect your fragile kind. Before you were a reflector, you were weak too. You lived as you were dead. Your former self would welcome this. And there may be a day where you once again experience such pain. I only wish to protect weak creatures like you. Now and forever. Like me. Go ahead and make your wish. The next step is yours. You shall decide what will come to be. My wish? I could decide not to say goodbye to Yuzu and Lime. I could stop the conflicts that everyone could stay together. I could free myself from dreams that will never come true, but this is wrong. Hina? Hina? I said this is wrong. You're right, people's hearts are weak. They're insincere, people hurt, and sometimes they even lose each other. But that's why we have to cherish each other. That's why we wish to connect with people and protect each other. A world without these realities, and the bonds that form from them is meaningless. It's just a delusion. Darth, you wanted me to take humanity's next step? That's your wish? But it's not mine. Hina. Then do you intend to defeat me? The power to do so still rests within you. But know that toppling the victor may lead to a rise of another Sephira and the end of humanity. No, I won't defeat you. What then? As I'm a reflector, I will repel you. Interesting, then do so. Show me the strength of your bonds, the power that humanity possesses. Well, I can't say I saw this coming. Lime's like, well... Alright, Hina, let's go. I'm sorry, you two. Don't be, it actually makes me happy. Yeah, let's show Darth the power of people. Alright, okay, you two. Let's go. Let's go. Same again. Get everyone charging up. It's got 3 body parts. I'm tapping that guard before this fucking hell comes at me. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Ether down, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. He can do Ether down. Oh, we just got to go all in then. Yeah, you look after that. And you top up health a little. Alright, Lime. Go crazy. God damn, this thing's actually kind of resistant. Look, it's actually kind of resilient to Lime's onslaught. Oh shit. But it makes sense, final boss. Wouldn't have it any other way. And we actually finally get to find out if this is a single target or a group attack. Because we never did get to find out, because Lime's too powerful for us to find out. Now we actually get to see if it hits everything or just main target. Just main target. Okay, it's only single target, but that's fine. Ooh, phase. Fascinating. You possess enough power to pose a threat. But this battle is just beginning. I know, but I will never give up. Me neither. No way. Good, show me more. I will show you the power of the stars. Go. Oh shit. Oh shit. I know YouTube's rendering is going to get absolutely demolished by all that. I will protect. Yeah, fuck your staff. Oh, music change. Phase 2. Oh. Oh. Now it's proper final boss theme. The orchestra's coming in. Oh, what do I want to do? Oh, that's not much of a boost. Damn, okay, let Yuzu do the MP boost. Listen to this, this is insane. No, we need to get a poison in place. And it pushes back its turn, so of course we're gonna do that. Oh, it sounds so heroic now, I love this. Oh fuck! This is sick. Damn, I was hoping it's like two teammates show up. I'd say Lime might, not Yuzu even, might get two teammates pop up. As he try and push this thing's turn back again. Like one. Okay, but it's to 80%. That's not the end of the world. Now we're at 90%. And then we won't use it with Yuzu because Yuzu's is kind of underwhelming, unfortunately. Actually, speaking of Yuzu. Okay, as I say, let's make sure she actually has enough to push back the turn yet again. Alright, nice. Nice! Berserk. Okay, guards up. Do that. Do that. Well, this turns way back there, look, on the timeline, it's way the fuck back there. Not that I'm complaining. I wonder if this will be enough to push it into presumable phase 3. Probably. Probably. Go, go! Good old lazy kicker. Bonk. Yeah, just kick a can at God, why don't you? Thanks for the buff. Phase 3, yep. I see, so you still have more to give. This is our strength. The power of our unbreakable bonds forged through laughter and tears, good times and bad. The bonds you will forget about once you defeat me. Don't let him discourage you, Hina. You can do this. You gathered so many fragments, as your heart is so kind. There's nothing you can't do. Yuzu. Lime. Trust us, Hina. This is it. Let's finish it off. Right. Spear worth. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's playing the main theme. Okay, it doesn't matter what game it is, doesn't matter what happens. If the final boss theme plays or is a remix of the game's main theme, it gets fucking brownie points for it. Oh, it's not entirely. Okay, it's just got parts of the main theme, but that's still really fucking sick. Now it's like final push. Yeah, it's alternating between in and out kind of thing. Oh my god. This game's really something special. I wasn't expecting to love this game as much as I did when I went into it. But it's literally, I just love everything that's in this game's message and intention. The entire intent of it is to be a game about empathy. To cover it in every angle and be what it is. It's an extremely optimistic and heartfelt and significant game in that regard. And I think that deserves a lot more credit than it probably ever will get. This is extremely charming. Having glimmers of the main theme and the final boss theme is always like makes the game go up in quality. It doesn't fucking matter what it is. Genuinely doesn't matter. It could be the worst game in the world. If it plays the main theme and its final boss theme, it gets an extra point up. It'll go from a 0 to a 1 out of 10 if it's that bad, you know? Because that's just peak game design in my opinion. It's genuinely what it should be. I don't care how many things do it, it will always get that point because it's just peak design to me. So it makes it feel like you're at the end of the full journey. Like you've done the full stretch of it. Especially in these longer games, it can be so goddamn satisfying. Lime, you need MP. Go on, Arco, give us your badass broadcast. Yeah! You have like no MP, so you need to charge. Have this, Lime. So I want you to go all out when next chance you get. Finish it off, Lime. Do what you always do and rip goddamn heads off. Finish it off, Lime. Right. No, I have, thanks for showing up, Mine. But no, I have people come and go. But thank you. Oh, that's it. It's dead. Okay, let's go. Final boss down. This is the end. Ding, boom, ding, ding, ding. I love that it's a remix of the game's main theme. I can't stress enough how amazing that is. It doesn't matter what the game is, that's always so damn cool to me. Alright, let's see how this game all about empathy finally ends. Oh my... Go on, Hina, through the power of friendship, just reflect God. Jesus Christ! The 4 AM sleep schedule seems to resonate with your gaming schedule. To be fair, that's a curse of me just being in the UK. For me, it's 20 past 10 in the morning, so it's a good time for me to stream. Cause it's like up, it's start of the day, yada yada. But it always seems to screw over the US audience. Go on, guys, as a team, before Yuzu and Lime are gone for good, because we're gonna forget about the monsters as all solved painfully. Defeated Darth. Trophy unlocked. You are indeed able to repel me. My dear Fragment, child who reflects my being, I shall not soon forget the likes of you. Fucking, we're at the end of the game, guys, and you still have typos. Oh, I was genuinely like, it's the most annoying little thing about this game. I love this game so much, but it is littered with typos. Like, come on. This is Blue Reflection. It is a turn-based JRPG with a central theme being entirely on empathy. You don't just, like, defeat the bad guys and whatnot. The entire thing is that you go to this alternate realm called the Common, where you can connect with people's hearts, but the only way to do it is to be able to actually relate with their struggles. So it's not just a matter of, oh, they're struggling with this, you do it, yeah. It's like, no, you have to be able to relate and understand them, and you don't necessarily help everyone, you just can be a shoulder to support them because you have an understanding. So the entire game is focused on empathy. But we had the big twist at the end of the last stream that these two buddies with us, Yuzu on our left and Lime on our right, they're not alive. They're spirits that died in an experiment with this this spirit realm, and so we're linked to it permanently through their soul. And have been helping us out because of a performance Hina, the main character, did long ago as a ballet dancer. They watched her performance and was inspired, and so their souls reached out to her through through death. The problem is, once we quell all these Sephiroths, all these creatures that attack the emotions of beings, once we save the world from all of that, Yuzu and Lime and the whole of the Common will cease to exist. The Common being that spirit realm. And because Yuzu and Lime will cease to exist, it means everyone will forget they ever existed. Which is what put the extra emotional level on these fights. Because Hina knows in the back of her mind that her closest two friends will not only cease to exist, but she'll forget they ever existed, kind of thing. Let us meet again someday. But there is a sequel. There is a sequel. And of how much I really enjoyed this, I want to get to that. Maybe not straight away, because this was like a 34, 35 hour JRPG. But still, it's over. It's over! I'm just going to collapse right here, thanks. Aren't you worried about how your clothes will get dirty? You get down here too, Hina. Huh? Come on! Oh, because it's their last memories as a trio before they both cease to exist. I get the point of this, okay. When we were little, we would always sit back to back. It's really comfortable and it lets you sit anywhere. But if someone stands up, the other will fall over. Come sit with us. That makes sense for the twins. To have that kind of bond. That makes sense. Hina, yeah, but Hina won't because she can't. She has to let these two go. Hina. Oh, no. It's gonna make me cry. Are you going? Yeah. But it's okay. You're gonna be okay. She doesn't look okay. You'll forget everything. You shouldn't feel lonely. I won't forget. I'll never forget about you two. And you can tell it's a CG cutscene because they're now back in their default costumes and not the costumes I gave them. Yeah, come on, group hug. And off they start to go. I was amazed with how, when this twist dropped on us in chapter 10, I was like, oh, we've still got 2 chapters yet. They might find a way to write around it or give it a happier ending. Are they actually going to commit? Like, I'm actually kind of amazed that they might commit to that and just make it that they do just forget everything. I was hoping that even if Yuzu and Lime do have to disappear, there'll be some way to like turn the tide and like Hina will at least remember them and remember the journey. Because it's not just about losing those two. Once those two... Oh, it's not just about losing those two. Because of everything they did, Hina will lose the memory of every single friend she made in this school. Because they're all linked to Yuzu and Lime. So she will be entirely alone again. Huh? What am I doing here? Oh no, she forgot! It's gone! That's really depressing. I think things are alright now. They actually did it? Oh, I thought they would at least like throw a bone and be like, they've managed to like bend reality and like prove their worth to God so much he makes it so they can be remembered. Yeah, the world is saved. Our mission was complete. Oh, we completed our mission, when I can read. It's the end of the end. It's also the beginning of the beginning. Yeah, it's a new start. It's why this chapter was called The Last Step, the First Step. Because it was the last step for their journey, but the first step in whatever comes next for Hina. We gave it our all, right? You did, at least. Yeah, so did you. Still scary, isn't it? Yeah, but we'll be fine. We'll be together. Like always. We're with them, in that world. You're right. We'll never forget you, Hina. Trophy unlocked, I will never forget you. And that should give me my platinum. Yep, brilliant Totole. Please remember, please, have like a moment. Because she's not going to know Rika, she's not going to know Arko, she's not going to know Chi, she's not going to know, like, Sanai. She's not going to know Mao. Look, oh! Where did I get this ring? She still has the ring, though! That's sweet. She has a memento of the past. Kind of put it on as a good luck charm, but... It's literally a repeat of the opening, but now she has a ring on her finger. It's literally almost shot for shot and repeat of the opening.
Yuzu.
I wish from the bottom of my heart. She's gonna... Please tell me she's gonna remember. That I would never... Oh, yeah! She remembered! So that she does get to continue to keep... Oh. Alright, this game wasn't perfect. I'll start with what I didn't like first before I get onto what I actually really loved about it. I didn't like that you could only level up through quests. That was a tough deal to make, and unfortunately it made it so if you just did all the quests at the start, or like grinded them out instead of advancing the plot, you were ridiculously overpowered for the rest of it. We hit the level cap chapters ago, and so we kind of powered through everything from it. Not every single character was winner, but when you have this many, as you see on the screen, of course they weren't gonna be. But I still loved most of them. And I kind of didn't like how you couldn't skip any animation or cutscene. Well, I get it with cutscenes to an extent because it's so story driven, but when it was attack animations, some of those attack animations went on and on and on, and it would have been nice to just skip them when we were grinding. Oh, there's Akko on the right, no, and Sanai on the left. But to get to what I love, the fucking cast, dude. The cast are so damn good. I love so many of them. I said not all of them were winners. The tennis girl I never really clicked with, but like the fashionista Shiori in the corner, or like Rin there to the side, like the fashionista especially, her fucking crush on Hina was so charming. Oh, she got more. Oh, there's Akko again. You can never let her go. Oh my god, it's everyone. The gamer chick on the left. This artwork's really fucking. Oh, is it Mao teaching others how to act in her usual stern, cold way? I wonder if she warmed up at all. Oh, Chi! Finding her place in the world again. Aww. Hey, and there's Kay in the back, right? But this cast is so adorable. They're so endearing and so charming. And I think the reason why is because of the whole empathy plotline. The fact that you have to get to understand them to be able to advance the plot and help them in any sense. Being able to get that fundamental understanding of who they are does so much to make you care about them after. Oh, is this the mermaid play? Oh, we never actually got to see the play. You know, the play we spent the entire goddamn game building up to. Literally, like, chapter 2, I think it was. They set up the idea of the festival. And that she was going to be leading the festival and the planning for it. And then they eventually settled on a play, then Little Mermaid, then gave her the main role. So, yeah, they do all still remember if she's doing the main role. Is that her? Is that our girl? Looking goddamn gorgeous for the play. So they did all remember. It wasn't just her that remembered. Everyone remembered. Yuri! Ah! She looks so... Oh! And Femio as well. And the gameplay, the actual combat system was really enjoyable. It wasn't like... Oh, that's such a beautiful shot. It wasn't like breaking any rule, or like the rules, or like redefining anything. But it was really, really fun anyway. It did what it needed to. The grind was fun. The environments were beautiful. I just kind of wish they were more structured. And there's the main theme again. God damn it. Like, my problem with it was like 4 main central hub zones. But you could kind of just wander them wherever, and once you ticked enough boxes, the cutscene auto started. There was never any, like, real end pieces. But, like, other than that, the game's beautiful, the characters are amazing, the gameplay does what it needs to. The music, I know I'm biased, because I love the piano, it's my favourite instrument, and it's the only instrument I've ever learnt to try and, or tried to learn how to play. But this soundtrack is so goddamn good. It's such a unique and fun soundtrack with enough techno pop in it here and there to give it some buzz and some kick, but then when it needs to calm down, these piano pieces come in and they're all so gorgeous. This game really kind of came out of nowhere for me. I really wasn't sure what to expect. I just always kind of had it. It was one of those things that was always on the bucket list of a game I'd like to try out, but was never too sure of, and thought, it'd be alright. And it was on sale for like £20, so like $25, and I was like, sure, why not? And so I thought, you know what, sure, I'll give it a go. And the first stream, I'd say like the first stream in a bit, I was kind of neither here nor there. I enjoyed it and was eager to get back to it. Like throughout the whole of Phoenix Wright 3, like most of Phoenix Wright 3, I was going, I want to play more Blue Reflection. But to actually get to it and then start working our way through it, I think it was around the third stream that it started to really click. I was like, actually, no, I'm really loving this game. It's quirky. So I've got a really snotty nose because I'm tearing up. I was tearing up a little bit. Like, it's quirky and it's different, but in a best kind of way. And I genuinely can't wait to try the sequel. But I know the sequel focuses on a different protagonist. Hina's in the sequel, and I hope we get more... Well, I think we got enough closure in this for everyone, but I hope we get more of just like a little touch-up. Like, we get to hear from Hina what became of a lot of the first game's cast. Because I know the second game focuses entirely on a new cast, but like, to just completely abandon the entire original isn't always the easiest thing to do when you become attached. And so the second one having Hina in it, I'm hoping there'll at least be some points where you can talk to Hina, and she'll talk about some of these characters again, and what happened next, and where they went, and what became of them. Thanks again, Gust, for making a... Gust have a really good track record of making really wholesome and just sweethearted games. And this was a perfect example of this. This game is extremely fucking charming. Thank you, Hina. Aww. Thank you, Gust. Gust's games are always really good at just being feel-good games. Smile, Hina, please. Oh. Oh. And if any game that can make me cry deserves a merit anyway. And I knew it was coming. It was the thing. The moment I clocked... Oh! In spirit, they have their backs to each other. I'm screenshotting that. That's beautiful. Never forget Yuzu and Lime. I'm genuinely fucking crying. This is... It was fine when I didn't have face cam. Extra channel has been added to the title screen. What's extra channel? Let's check that out. Is it just New Game Plus? Or is it actual bonuses? Oh. Oh, it's all the galleries and extras. Okay, let's check out some of this. Hina in her costume. Yuzu. I fucking love Yuzu. Yuzu. I'll go through every character as we go through it. Yuzu reminds me of some of my childhood friends. Like, she's super positive, super hyper energy, but kind of ditzy. But in like the sweetest possible way. Sorry, I'm still trying to clean myself up. Hina's lovely. Lime being a little bit more of like the cold to her hot made sense, but I still came endeared to her. I was kind of standoffish with her at points because she didn't seem as caring to a lot of people as others, and in a game about empathy you notice that shit. But she still pulled me around. It was just that she was empathetic in her own way. She didn't want to get attached knowing that everyone was going to forget about her. Sarasuv's up there as best girl. I love that she's someone who's in the exact same like league as Hina, like a ballet dancer, but just not as good, but was inspired by Hina to be it. And seeing Hina so down the dumps because of her leg injury, which never recovered, and to be honest, I like the fact that it never recovered. She never healed from her leg injury. It's a part of her life. It was no whoop-de-doo, we recovered. It's living with your disability, and I love that they did that with this. But Sarasa being like the gung-ho, but the absolute inspiration for each other, and that leading to like a friendly love and balance of each other was so divine. I love that so much. Yuri I thought was a fascinating character, and I kind of wish she was introduced slightly sooner than when she was. Because her entire concept of she was born different, she was born with her brain not being able to register emotions, and thus giving her brain more room for more cognitive actions made her an extremely fascinating character, especially in a game about empathy, a character that doesn't understand empathy on a systematic level. I thought she was one of the most interesting characters in the game. She wasn't my favorite, but I thought she was super interesting, and hanging out with her and seeing how her brain ticks was just really enjoyable, whilst also having a really strong representation. Although they never said it, and they gave it like it was a different word. She was essentially the nice that's a wrong way of saying it. That's the wrong way of putting it. She was like the game's way of trying to include an autistic character. At least that's the impression I got. But they didn't want to directly nail as like saying this character is autistic, because you always run the risk when you do that of getting it wrong and then coming off offensive. So making it that it's just a condition that is strange to her, that makes it she can't register emotions, and leaving it at that made it vague enough that if they got it wrong it wouldn't matter so much. And I think they got it. I say that I'm no expert, but I think they did it really well. But I'm not autistic myself, so I'm never going to have the same level of understanding towards it as people who do. But at least to me, as an outsider, I really, really enjoyed her character. And I enjoyed getting to know and understand her character, and I'd like to think that means something. Sanai, the very first friend you make, she was super lovable in the first half of the game, but she kind of vanishes off the face of the earth in the second half. Which is kind of, like, it's a problem that some of the characters face that we'll get to. But Sanai is still really sweet, and for like the first opening like friend you make, it's nice to have a character that's just like a soft sweetheart, just to kind of warm you up. And she was great at setting the tone and giving you an idea of how the game would work, because her emotional connection was that she went to the same middle school as Hina and always admired her as a friend, but assumed she'd been forgotten come high school. So when they got to high school and Hina was so despondent and disconnected because of her injured leg and everything, it shook up Sanai to see someone she looked up to so much fall from grace so severely. But in the second half, like I said, it's not that she faded completely. It was just that because of how many characters there are and some of the other characters being very significant in their own ways, she kind of got benched a little. Kay's brilliant. Kay is another character that kind of got benched, but she left such an impact that I don't think I cared. The basketball player who's extremely naive but just wants to be best friends with everyone. Hell yeah, girl, you do you. You know, like she was so like, fuck yeah, we're best friends. Well, she didn't swear, but it's that kind of feel to her. Like she had such a, yeah, let's go do this. Yeah, we're gonna be the bestest friends. Oh, I challenge you to this. Wouldn't that be super fun? Like she was super like that character. And you need them, you know? And I wish they did a little bit more of her basketball skills, because they kind of imply that she's like a secret prodigy of it, but like that's about it. You never like really. I wish they animated at least one scene of her just kicking ass at basketball, you know? And it just never happened, unfortunately. But then I understand budget is something, and there were some budget constraints present throughout the course of this game, so I'll take it for what it is. Rika was the athlete, the sportsy, the girl who was terrified of being normal. I think she is a good character to compare to others. Like on her own, she's okay, but when she compares it to others, it makes her more unique because she was so normal. She was scared and resentful to an extent of the fact that everything she did was so run-of-the-mill for a girl her age. It genuinely bothered her that she wasn't unique or had something that made her stand out, like Kay with her basketball, or Yuri with how her brain works, or Sarasa with her ballet, or, you know, Hina with her ballet, you know? Like, she felt so normal. But because of that, it made her a nice contrast to everyone else, to have someone so, like, you know, well, normal. I'm sorry, Rika, I know that piss you off. But to have someone so middle of the road, so you can compare it to everyone else that comes around to, and everyone else you bump to. And her love and reliance for, what was her name, Kaori? Her love and reliance on Kaori was really charming to see, like, the strength of a strong bond outside of just Hina. Because you only ever really saw the friendships of the people that linked with Hina, like with Yuzu and Lime. So to see Rika have someone else that she's really close with and have a troubled gap in their relationship/friendship was really nice to see. Speaking of Kaori, I wanted to love Kaori so much. A gamer girl who used to be an athlete but retired from the athleticism because she realized she was getting outclassed, and when given the choice between giving up and chasing it ahead, thought giving up was easier. So it's the whole learning to stand up for yourself kind of story arc. But the way they went about it in her social link just seemed slightly weird. She gets into cosplay. She goes to cosplay with a kindergartner. The kindergartner gets bullied. She snaps at it. That's kind of the end of her social link. You're like, okay. Like, I feel like she was a really interesting character, but kind of got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. Fumio, the pianist, who seemingly they implied she had trouble at home, which is why I was kind of surprised they never went into that more. Like, her social link was about her just mastering the art of the piano and learning to not be selfish about how she handles it. With, like, any art or talent, you have to find a middle ground. What Fumio was doing was playing only for herself, and only ever herself. So she was loving it, but her audience never showed up. So when it was revealed to her, she oversteered the other way, and it lost its identity, but she was making people happy. And so she had to learn to find the middle ground after that. So it was learning about where is the balance between finding the balance between selfless and selfish. Because if you're truly selfless, you will hurt yourself. If you're truly selfish, you'll hurt everyone else. So you need to find a balance. And that was the story arc with Fumio, and it's a nice message to send, because it's very easy to just be like, oh, don't be selfish, and that be the entire story. When in reality, if you're entirely selfless to like an absolute T, you'll have no time for yourself, and it will start to wear you down. No matter what kind of person you are, no matter how much of a buzz you are in the world around you, it will tire you, it will exhaust you, and eventually it might even hurt you. Finding the balance is key, and that was her story. Rin, the tennis player, the foodaholic tennis player, I said throughout the course of the game that she was the weakest link, and I still unfortunately kind of stand by that. She's she's having boyfriend trouble. I say that she has a crush on a boy but doesn't know how to approach it. Once you resolve that, you find out she's a tennis player, you find out that she's a foodaholic, and like her whole social link is kind of just that. It's her playing tennis, getting concerned about her weight, and then when you tell her no, you're fine, she eats more. And it's like, okay, you know, like it feels like there was something you could have done there more than it. It felt. I'm not going to say she was a waste, because every character felt like a good puzzle piece. It was just she was the smallest piece. Akko is fucking up there with best girl. My top 3 for the record. I'll say top 4 because I don't want to exclude Yuri, but Yuri would probably be. I'm not going to order them, but like Yuri, Sarasa, Akko, and Chihiro, they're like my top 4. I don't know which order I'd put the 4 of them in, but they're like the top 4. But Akko Ichino's, she's such a quirky goofball idiot that you just love. Like, everyone has a friend kind of like her who did, like, they're not the sharpest at all, but they've got spirit. They've got the gung-ho spirit. They're into like slightly different things, and they've just always got a grin on their face, and that grin usually spells trouble, but not harmful trouble. That's Akko, and I adore that character trait. Because I write books a lot I'll talk about it a lot. I write books in my spare time. I always try and, if I can help it, have a character like Akko in it. A character that's just not the sharpest, but a complete high spirit, slightly airheaded, but really charming goofball. And that was Akko to a T. She was so fun to hang out with. And the fact that she has the journalist page thing as well, it makes her like the most consistent side character next to Mao when we get to her that you bump into. Because of her journalistic stuff. Like, you're always bumping into her, you're always bouncing off her stupid antics. Chi I love because I love a soft sweetheart. I am a sucker for that character trope on a personal level. It's the same reason why I adore Futaba in Persona 5. A soft, shy, but complete sweetheart. I'm on your side already. And it's because I know why it's always this, because I had a friend like it. A lot of the times when I relate to a character, it's because I had a friend in real life similar, or have a friend nowadays similar. There was a girl I knew in college who was extremely shy of people, to such an extent she genuinely didn't have any friends. But I thought she was, admittedly at the time, I thought she was really attractive. And so me being a bloke, started trying to talk to her. I didn't flirt with her because I caught on extremely quickly that she was super shy, so me just talking to her was probably a really hard test for her. But I would just talk to her every now and then, and what she would do is that in the college we'd go to, she would, like, there would be a hallway that rarely ever had anyone going through it. She would literally sit in the corner of that hallway, so I would sit in the corner opposite her, so we could still see each other and talk to each other, but I wasn't too close, I wasn't like towering over her. I was just sat down, and we would chat every now and then. And she did I'm not going to say I was the reason Rosie Habit, because she found her own way as time went on, and she had other friends supporting her as well. Like eventually, like we had a small group of like 3 or 4 of us, kind of like cause I encouraged it. I had other friends, and I was like, please just hang out with this girl more, like help her out, especially some of like other friends I had who were also girls. So I thought that might be easier for her to kind of like find her ground if it was other girls. And we had like a small group of like 4 or 5 of us in the end, and it worked. She found herself a little bit better. She still struggled with the general public, but she could, like, you'd start to see her walk around. Like, she would actually go to the cafeteria every now and then, only if we were there, obviously. But because of that's memories I hold dear to. So every time there's a character kind of like that friend, I naturally resonate with them, because it gives me memories. It reminds me of that character. It happens a lot in this, like with me in gaming. I've talked about it at length in like in Danganronpa V3. I talked about it a lot. But when I was younger, when I was like a lot younger, I had a lot of trouble with school life and family life around the same time. I was bullied a lot at school, and my parents were leading up to a divorce, which happened when I was about 10 or 11. So there was a lot of family trouble. I didn't like talking to any member of my family, so I always wanted to keep to myself. But I didn't have any friends at school, so also kept to myself. And so I was a complete loner through and through. So my escapism became video games. And because of that, throughout the most significant years of my childhood, I always played video games that were story-driven with deep characters and whatnot. I became extremely attached to video game characters more than anything. My level of empathy towards fictional characters is far fucking higher than it is real people. And I think that will always be, just because it's the way I kind of designed myself throughout the course of my childhood by accident. And so every time there's a character like this, where it's like I can care and support for them, I want to. Not me as in I want Hina to treat her and support. No, I as me, as Robert Maurice, want to support them. And so I get more attached. It's why this game is almost too perfect for me now I think about it. If I knew the game was about empathy from the start, I probably would have played it years ago. But Chi is a perfect example of it. Chi is like every time there was a scene with Chi, I'd go, oh, Chi! Like, because my heart immediately bounced for her. So I was like, oh, let me help her, let me protect her, you know? Shiori, I love the fact that Shiori was like openly, like, she was the fashionista who like really cared about her looks and aesthetic more than anything, but she cared about everyone's look and aesthetic more than everything. And her crush on Hina, even if it was super pervy, like, you know, stealing her underwear, I'm surprised they were still friends after that. I'm surprised Hina could see the bright side and be like, oh, you love me that much, do you? Like, I wouldn't have seen it like that. I would have been like, you fucking stole my underwear. But it was still, like, she was charming. And what I like is that when push came to shove, she dropped, like, the perverted act almost immediately every time and always did the right thing. Like, when she knew Yuzu and Lime were going to vanish and everyone was going to forget, she decided for herself she was going to get super expensive makeup and make everyone's faces look super goddamn beautiful for the final battle. So everyone could win looking their absolute best. And I thought that was really fucking, like, endearing for her. Like, she put that perverted, like, really kind of stalkery love on Hina to one side to be like, no, I'm going to do this. And I thought that was just really nice. And she did things like that throughout the whole course of the game. The moment push came to shove, she dropped the act and became super serious. And did what she felt was right. And it was always like the sweetest shit. And I think finally, yeah, Mao. Oh, I love the fact that Mao's the polar opposite of Hina. Like, I don't love Mao as a character personally. I think she's a real stuck-up bitch. But as a concept, like I said, it was stupid. But I found it always really funny that I'm trying to think, was it foreshadowing's the wrong word, the symbolism, that was what I was looking for. The symbolism of her difference to Hina was present in everything, including her goddamn underwear. And it's like there was the amount of scenes where we'd see the characters in the underwear, like after a shower scene or whatnot, and Hina's underwear was pure white and Mao's is pure black. And it's like that they're symbolic of how different they are, because in reality they both have vaguely similar backgrounds. They both aspired for greatness, but things went wrong beyond their control that made it so they could never truly chase that career properly. Mao's acting career went down the gutter because her parents exploited and abused her success to such a point that Mao got blamed instead of just the parents for her success. It was like, oh, you manipulated everything from the scenes, so all her stardom was stolen from her. But the difference is Hina had friends. Hina eventually made friends when she made it that supported her and gave her the confidence to find her footing, whilst Mal didn't. So it became the half full and the half empty perspectives. Mal became extremely cold and bitter to everything because of what was stolen from her, whilst Hina managed to make the most of what she had, because although she lost her ability to get ballet, she made fantastic friends in the place, in the way of it. So I thought Mao was a really, like, interesting character. I just didn't like her personally, but that doesn't mean she was bad. She was written to be harder to like. So I think she's actually a very strong character. It's just I personally was like, this bitch every time she showed up. But yeah, there's a big fucking cast now when you think about it. You know? 15 characters in total, because, you know, the extra 4 make up 18. That's a lot of goddamn characters, and for me to like most of them. So the only one that I thought was kind of underwhelming was Rin, the tennis player. But that's just because it felt like her plot didn't really go anywhere. Main visual, that's cute. Of course, you have to get the foot fetish in. That's badass. That kind of makes me sad because it's got everyone in it. That one is what you see on the... When you click on the application for the game, that's the first thing you see before it loads up the title screen and whatnot. That's cool. That's the box art for the game. That's cool. Show the fitness stuff of it. Hey, that's the... Hey, do you know if it rains and you're wearing the default uniform, you can see their underwear through it. Ha ha ha. It's why I swapped to the summer uniform for everyone. I say that. It's not the only reason. I swapped to the summer uniform for everyone because it was hard to always identify where they were. You had to kind of look and think about it. Like, I eventually figured it out where everyone was, but at first glance, it was kind of like, where'd they go? Yeah, that makes sense. We never did actually like get to like explore or do much in her room. It was always just pick an option. Or no, but what about these demons? The Sephiroth were kind of out there. Yosud, the original, and the last proper one we fight. Coach Armor, the fucking battle tank machine. Like, the designs are so crazy for how sweet and soft-hearted this game is. These things come out of like a fucking like medieval fantasy murder machine. I don't know, like a fantasy horror. Oh, yeah, the biblically accurate angel. The Tiferet. This bitch. I think this was the only thing that gave me a game over in the entire game. Because of that poison it did on the first encounter with it. And that poison just rinsing Hina, making it snowball. It was like the only game over I got, I think, was this thing. And Darth is the final boss. And all of its weapons. Damn, imagine making a game about empathy, about high school kids finding their way through life and helping each other, and getting asked to make these fucking illustrations. Gee, look at this. Oh my, I want these as posters. I want them as posters. Look at that shit. That's badass. Oh, that's it. The common. Oh yeah, the 5 zones of the common. The central zone disappointed the crap out of me, if I'm honest. I was saying throughout the course of the game that I was hoping that the central zone would be like the final dungeon. There isn't a final dungeon. The common is always just separate. I thought we was going to do like a proper traditional dungeon run at the end, but it never happened. The central common was just a link from all the other Ps. Yeah, he's not done for today. He's not done in total, but he's done for today, John. We just finished the game for the record, and I cried a bunch. So you, but we're just going through all the last concepts and whatnot we've unlocked before I wrap up. And for the record, I love this game. I genuinely really come around to loving it. But the common, to get back to my point, they introduced like the central common, like the inner common, literally in chapter 1 when we first get Yuzu and Lime, and they hyped it up. But when you got there, it's just a open link to all the other zones, and I found that really disheartening. It's like there's no extra dungeon, there's no final dungeon. You just do the final bosses. Oh, but the actual zones, I loved what they were going for. God damn, this concept art. Like, my favorite one was the forest, visually. Like, I think the forest visually was beautiful, but it was like... Oh, it was the field, sorry. The forest was really good. That was really nice as well. And it was nice because it was like the first proper dungeon we got to explore, because we only did like one fight in there originally. This area, I think, was probably the weakest, which is ironic because it's like the most vibrant, but it was just because the enemies sucked. Speaking of, I wish my hope for the sequel was more enemy variation, because look at how many reskins some of these enemies got. It made it more awkward to do the crafting and find everything. Because it was like, oh, this enemy has it, but which color of it has it, you know? I did like that this one, at least the branches coming out of its, like, body got bigger and bigger the more versions went on. That enemy sucked. Those enemies suck because they resist fucking everything. What about backgrounds? Oh, is this for all the different areas you can stop in? Yeah, this is all the areas you can stop in during, like, the social links. So, I had a feeling they were 2D. Because it always looked in the back of my head that they were like 3D models slapped on a 2D. They were literally standing on artwork, which is why the characters never moved. I knew it. Dude, there's a lot of areas. I don't remember half of these. And what's in the movies? Is it just ending Darth? Yeah, fucking Darth showing up. Hang on, John, since you're late, I'll show you this. This is the fucking final boss that showed up. When we saw it, I meant, what the fuck? It's like, it's such... It doesn't belong. Darth is such an insane final boss. Look at this one, son of a bitch. This isn't a game about empathy, final boss. This is a fucking Final Fantasy villain. And I'm so happy that they managed to defy the plot twist. I know it's like it's a bit cliched, but the fact that they made it to the end. Oh, where was the pattern I had all game? Yeah, chick. Like, it was a bit cliched, but the fact that Hina's final wish and when she finally got to the end wasn't to fix her leg, it was to just remember Yuzu and Lime. So they could all continue with their lives with the memories carrying on. That was really nice. Oh, jeez. They're all the boss themes. I know Sayonara's the final boss theme. Speaking of, the fact that they have... I'm going to say it again, and it'll be probably the last thing I do before I wrap up on this admittedly shorter stream. I won't stream again today, unfortunately. I know it's a shorter stream, which kind of sucks. I've only been doing 2.5 hours. But I wanted to get this game done, and I didn't know how long it would be, so I have nothing else planned. But, any game that has the game's main theme in its final boss theme deserves a goddamn medal, as far as I'm concerned. It's like, if I... Yeah, this is the game's main theme, just to listen. Like a very beautiful soft piano piece that plays in a lot of key things. Here's the final boss theme. I love that it's like a distorted, slightly muffled main theme in there. Like I said, any game that has the main theme in it, in its final boss theme, always gets a tick in the box. It always gets a point value. Like, it made Elden Ring go from a 10 out of 10 to like 11 out of 10, that the final boss theme was a remix of the main theme. It's like the main thing that made me go from Devil May Cry 5 is this really strong 9.5 out of 10 to a clean 10. It was the final boss theme. Like, it genuinely doesn't matter. Even if it's a 0 out of 10, even if it's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, the fact that that game's final boss is an orchestral remix of the game's main theme made that game go from like a 2 out of 10 to a 3. You know? It doesn't matter what it is. Every time it pops up in a game, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Because it's like the most raw power move you can do as a composer. Are you planning to do this straight onto the second game or try something else? Make sure you don't burn out. I will do other things. But I probably won't leave it long before I jump into the sequel, if I'm honest. There are other things I want to do, and I won't like start it straight away. I say this, if you recall, back when Danganronpa was doing a thing, I was like, oh, I won't jump straight into 2 after I'm done with 1. What did I do? So it depends how I feel in the mood, but I won't this week at least. Like I won't this week. I've got, for my birthday, I've got Sonic Mania planned at least. Like, I want to do another playthrough of Sonic Mania, just because I'm super excited for Sonic Origins, and Sonic's had a big part of my childhood, so for my 23rd birthday, I was like, yeah, fuck it, we'll go through Mania. And I might install the Sega Mega Drive collection as well, to go through some like classic Mega Drive / Genesis games, because there's a whole bunch of them that I hold very near and dear to my heart. Oh, I didn't even really register that it did some of the main theme in this end bit of that boss theme as well. But as for like tomorrow and Thursday, I'll get back to you on that one. I'm not sure. I've got a few ideas, but I'm really not certain yet. I've got the Great Ace Attorney on backup, but I don't want to start that yet because that would be super long. Because that's 10 cases, and it's like the most recent Phoenix Wright games. So you know, the cases are far longer in Great Ace Attorney. So I don't want to start that straight away. I want to kind of give it some room to breathe. But I definitely want to get to Blue Reflection 2 at some point. Or what was it called? Second Light, I think? But the thing with Second Light that I'm curious about is, firstly, new protagonist. Hina's in it, but she's not the lead. Secondly, they changed the gameplay. They made the gameplay a lot more action-focused. And thirdly, from at least what I saw in the trailer, there's a shit ton of school activities instead of just hanging out with people. Like, there's like a school planner system they have where you can do like field events or festival events or things like that. And I'm like, okay, so it's more, they expand on ideas a lot more. And the sequel came out, I think this was like 2016, 2017? I think. Anyway, if you give me a second to check, I know you won't be able to see the screen, but I can go view product. This came out in November 2017. And the sequel was like December last year. Like, it was pretty damn recent. So they had a pretty big gap of time to develop the sequel, so having far more content and things to do, I'm excited for it. I just need to recover from this, because I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's like when I was younger, going from Persona 3 or 4 or Persona 4 to 5, the idea of it being an entirely different cast, when you've already like resonated and connected with the original cast, makes it so much harder for me. To give a more recent example, when I was going through the Danganronpa games, what made it easier is that they referenced those older characters from time to time. But going from the OG cast to Danganronpa 2 wasn't that easy because of how many of those characters I liked. Then going from 2 to V3 especially, because 2 has a fucking banger of a cast, you know? And so, like, going to the sequel straight away, it'll be like, well, there's no Chi. Chi's not around. Arco's not around to be so high energy. Kei's not around to be like the gung-ho, like, high-spirit basketball player. We haven't got the quirky Shiori's trying to steal our underwear again. You know, like, all those kind of characters won't be there. The only returner, from what I can tell, will be Hina. Because, you know, Yuzu and Lime have gone back to death, so they're not going to be around, even if they're thankfully remembered. Mao, there's a part of me that kind of wants Mao and Yuri to show up in the sequel as well. Just because I feel like those two are the only two characters that we didn't fully see the end of the road with. Like, everyone else I thought had good closure, but Mao still disagreed with us. She was just prepared to put up with us. And Yuri, I get the whole point of her character is that she's never truly going to understand emotions because of just how her brain is. But it felt like when the conclusion she reached, that she will just figure it out as she goes, was a little too vague for my liking. I wanted to kind of see where that went. Whether she like became more accepting of who she is, whether she got more upset, whether she challenged it more, whether she started, you know, things like that. Like, I wanted to see what became of that writing style, and the fact that they kind of left it loose. It's like, I hope they at least get some kind of closure in the next one. But that said, yep, saving the system. We got the Platinum Trophy, and we are all done. It's not perfect, but to wrap up, I can recommend this game, and I'm super excited to try the sequel. Especially if you're someone that gets empathetic for fictional characters, because that's the entire goddamn game's theme. So the entire fucking theme of this game is the importance of empathy. It's not about solving other characters' problems, it's about understanding them. There's never a point in this game where you try and go out of your way to actively fix someone's problem. You just try to reason with it, understand it, and be like, I get you. And once you reach that level, you can start to build a friendship with that character, which then leads to the benefits in battle. And I adore that. I said every single character outside of, if I'm being harsh, Rin, the tennis player on the far right, was excellently written, had a lot of screen time, and was really enjoyable to be around. Rin, I said my only problem with Rin is that it felt like she got dropped. It's like the tennis player who's a foodaholic and she has a problem, she has boy trouble. Okay. Nothing happened, you know, it just kind of stopped there. Was everyone else had something. I don't know. It feels, I kind of don't want to let it go. I don't know. It's weird. I was saying throughout this game that it's one of those things where if Blue Reflection 2 is really good, I might not ever come back to this. But throughout the course of that last stream and this one, I don't know. I think I connect with this cast enough that I would want to see them again. I don't know if I'd go for 100% again, because that became quite a grind. Like, my total playtime, if I check, I think it's like 35, 36 hours. When you look at the live stream, like, the live stream time I spent on this was like half that. So I doubt I'd go for 100% again. Yeah, 33 hours. Like, I doubt I would go for, like, through 100% again. Like, I doubt I'd craft everything again. But I would probably max out every character's social link again. Or maybe try, like, a challenge run. Like, because I kind of just went with what I felt like with stat-wise. Like, I might take the stats different direction. Because there's a whole bunch of skills that I never unlocked. Because you needed, like, 15 in everything. And I started putting bias on some skills. But yeah, this is a very beautiful, charming game. And like the fact that I got it for sale on £20, now I think back on it, it's like, I would have paid full price for this. Because I had a fucking blast with this. And to be honest, I'm glad I brought the whole DLC collection with it. Because, yeah, I think Gus deserved the money for it. And I'm glad it's got a sequel. Because now I have something to look forward to see what they improve on. And I've looked at the second one, and it's like, there's level DLCs for the second one. And I'm like, there's DLC dungeons? Okay, I'm more interested, because that was the one thing I felt this needed. Outside of alternate costumes, the only DLC this got was that you could invite people to the beach instead of just inviting them out, which was just there for more fan servicey scenes more often than not. And I said the costumes were nice. Some of them were extremely bad in that sense. But I thought that the fact that was there was really nice. And so I put everyone in the summer clothes just so I could identify them easier. And I can almost guarantee you I'll do the same in the second game if it's anything like this. That's another thing actually I'll criticize. Make it easier to find people. Make it so there's like a mark on the map saying this person is here, instead of you having to figure it out yourself and the marker's only there if it's like you've got far enough in their social link that there's a new story cutscene. You know? But this is a really charming cast, and I can't wait to see what the sequel brings. But I think I'm just waffling at this point. I'm just going on. Like my history teacher used to tell me at secondary school, Robert, you spend too much time waffling. You write too much of nothing. Good old Miss Reed. Ugh. I'll say that she meant well. She just knew, like, it's like, her point was just I could get the same grade on 3 lines, and I'd write like 10 lines. And she'd be like, you've got the exact same... You're wasting time in the exam. Don't do this. Do this. Like her strategy, her wording, actually, I'll make it my little point. She'd always say, chokehold the exam board. Chokehold the exam board is what she'd say. And what she meant was, be so factual and on point and structured that they are forced to give you the mark for it. They can't take any marks off. And it's not just as simple as like, make a point, give evidence for it, explain your point. No, it was be like to a almost mechanical level on every question. It's like to choke hold the marks out of them. And to be fair, it works. I passed history because of that advice. I think I got a C grade. I think I got a C+, or the equivalent of a C+. In the UK, we work it slightly different, but it was equivalent of a C+. So it's like, it worked. I fucking passed. But yeah, I'll wrap it up there. I know this was a shorter stream, not even clocking 3 hours, 2 hours 45, and it would have been shorter if I, at the start of the stream, hadn't gone straight to the roof and then realised that going straight to the roof advanced the plot, so I had to load an older save to go see the other stuff first. But I still think this was a decent length to wrap up Blue Reflection. I recommend this game. I don't know what it's on. I could quickly check, but if you get a chance, actually no, you can check yourselves. But if you get a chance, give it a go. It's a little quirky. It's a little slow in places. It's got a lot of fan service. Holy shit, has it got a lot of fan service? But it's got a heart of gold, and that's all I ever want. To make it feel like the people that made it cared, and I really got that out of this. And so yeah, I recommend it. But until next time, so I don't know what it will be that I'll do next, but until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Turn off my camera. Peace, guys.